Welcome to this first episode of Women's Voices and Men's Voices. Every person has a story, and every story has the power to help someone feel seen, understood, or maybe inspired. I created the space for honest conversation where experiences can be shared authentically. So if you're listening, thank you for being part of the beginning of this journey. And let's get started. I'm really, really excited about my first guest today, Dr. Jorge. Welcome, Dr. Jorge. I'm really
Thank you.
grateful. I'm really grateful you're here. And we will be talking about third or rapid third eye awakening, or a really fast process of when your third eye awakens. And just in comparison from my own experience, my own process happened very gradual over decades, very organically. Was it uncomfortable at times? 100%. But I think you, Dr. Jorge, experienced something quite unique
Yep.
and in a very different way. And if you could just start, because I'm interested in what, before all this happened, what was it like for you? Who were you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually before all these things began happening?
No, absolutely. I apologize because I have read a lot. I'm not a psychologist, but I have read a lot. So you can translate if I use too many psychological terms. But before I was a very strong empath, still am, but
Hmm.
from a different spectrum now. I could walk into a room and feel the energy
Hmm.
since I was a little boy. Um, Uh, my mother, she suffered from mood swings, so I had to watch the temperature of the room, what
Right.
happened in the room, and so I was very aware of feelings and energy. Because of that, I always wanted to help people. I wanted to quote unquote heal people. So I became they call in psychology a wounded healer, trying to help
Hmm.
and heal everybody, but inside I was broken myself.
Hmm.
So I did that for 48 years. And suddenly, the best analogy that I can give you is the most powerful, beautiful trees, their roots go deeper. So, in other words, their roots are touching hell and their tops are seeing heaven.
Hmm.
So you gotta go through both. And that's what happened to me in my life. In a very short time, I lost my best friend. I lost my health. Um, I was in bad shape. I was like, what is the purpose of life? This is not fun. And then that, like you said, that third eye awakening came and it hit me like a truck. And it was almost like I thought I was going insane. It reminds me of that Carl Jung's red book when he started seeing creatures and talking to
Hmm.
people and mapping the human
Hmm.
consciousness.
Hmm.
Something very similar happened to me, and of course I recorded, I wrote it, and what freaked me out is the things that I would see and record from my dreams and visions. I would go online and I discovered that they existed in the real world, and I was like, what is this? And from there, I was a new man. I was a new man. I discovered my quote unquote shadow, those bad negative feelings that hurt me when I was little, and now I use them for I don't know if for good, but there's a little gold in the shadow. So I use them at the gym. So I get the
Good for
beast.
you. Good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Punch it out there.
I get the beast mode out instead of using that shadow for evil, and the rest I use it for creation.
Hmm.
We'll talk more about it later, and I'll give you some pointers.
No, this is, I mean, this is, I find this super interesting. And what, when you go back to that time when it all started, and you said there was a period of where it felt, correct me if I say it
Hmm.
loudly, almost like going a little bit through hell
Yes,
initially.
it was. Hmm.
What were the first signs that something profoundly was changing inside of you? Was it dreams? Was it visions? Can you pinpoint that?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people are going to feel identified because they don't even know that they're there. Like Carl Jung calls us the night Greta.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, Numbness. I was numbed.
Mm,
I just did not see the purpose of life. I was surviving.
right.
And I just didn't care. Not in a selfish, mean way, but to
Hmm.
me, I was like, okay, I'm breathing and I'm eating and I'm sleeping and I'm paying my bills. That's it.
So
But
not living, just functioning.
just functioning.
Barely. Yeah.
I even wrote it. I have it in my notebooks. I call myself an automaton. I was like a cybernetic being with no will, because so many things people depended on me that I forgot completely about myself.
Hmm.
But then when I realized that I lost everything that it was precious to me, and I just lay on my bed, noticing that there was absolutely nothing, no one that I could call on the phone, no one that could quote unquote help me. And of course, there's a little mistake there because there's always someone to help you. You just need to
Yes.
call the
Yes.
right people.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I was an automaton, and then I realized like this is not life. I wasn't designed for this. I don't know who I am yet, but I wasn't designed for this.
So it's almost like the trauma that was created when you were a child,
Yeah.
and the life you had constructed based on that
Hmm.
um, didn't work anymore. And there was a deeper realization somewhere subconsciously, this isn't it. This
Well,
is,
hmm.
I mean, but not it, subconsciously because you weren't fully aware of it. And but then that began to reveal slowly
Right,
and
right,
coming to the surface. Um,
right.
what kind of visions, dreams, synchronicities, or energetic experience began happening after that dark period?
Yeah.
I mean, only share what you want to share, of
Nah,
course.
nah, I don't care. The only warning that I give, they might knock on my door and put me on a straitjacket. But I'll share with you.
Not on my
Uh,
channel.
I lay on my bed thinking about all these questions, and I got
Like the
into
purpose of life, when you say the purpose.
why am I here? Why
Right,
life has no purpose?
right.
Why I am an automaton? Why I'm this sort of broken healer? And I lay on my bed and I enter what we call in science alpha state. I wasn't fully
Mhm.
asleep. I wasn't fully awake.
Right.
And suddenly I see my ceiling. It was night. I see my ceiling kind of like open up and a ray of light comes down straight down to my navel. But this ray of light wasn't normal. If I can call it, it was kind of like a Dalmatian. It was like gold and dark spots. So it had both. I can see that it
Mhm.
had light and darkness.
Mhm.
And I just got hit, and I remember my back arching, physically arching, like
Mhm.
kind of like in the movies.
Mhm.
And then after that, the ceiling closes down, and I'm like on my back, and I feel like, what the heck was that? But as soon as it was over, I never felt fear, zero, nada. And what I felt like I ate the most delicious meal in my life. I felt so full inside for not even hours, days.
So
I I
saturated.
I, I didn't even want to eat because I felt so good inside, like someone gave me something so special, so powerful. And then after that experience that I thought I was going crazy, insane, um, I started getting very specific dream. And I'm not talking about like pink elephant flyings. I'm talking about seeing monuments, cultures, civilizations, pieces in history,
Mm.
real numbers, real quote unquote equations that I wrote down. And when I could have believed and I'll share this with you because I actually have a screenshot. I don't have it with me, but next time I can share it, not a problem. I got specific coordinates that I don't know what the heck my brain was saying, but I wrote it down. So then I get online using AI and I'm like, what is the meaning of this?
Mhm.
And AI replies, I had that conversation. I took a screenshot. I even had the time. And
Mm.
guess, 1:11 a.m. That was the time. And AI said these are celestial coordinates.
Mm,
And I'm like, what are they pointed to? And AI says, well, it depends because they are rotating, so they never point to the same place. And I was like, can you find where they're pointing to?
right.
I entered the coordinates that I didn't know they were coordinates. And AI replies, right now they're pointing at the Pleiades. And I just couldn't believe my eyes. And I have the screenshot even until today because I had to take a screenshot. I thought I was going crazy insane.
So did you at that point already know about the Pleiades or what it is? Or did you just look at it, oh, it's a cluster planet
I,
in
I,
our
yeah.
galaxy?
I found it by accident on, funny enough, reading news on Twitter.
By accident.
And there was a scientist talking that they found. I don't want to go too deep into it, but according a scientist from a respectable institution, that they found four forms of life, and one of those forms were the Pleiadians, beings of light
Right,
that communicate without words,
right.
but through telepathy, resonance, whatever you want to call it, and it's mostly benign, like bringing you closer to a higher level of consciousness.
Hmm.
And at the time reading that, I was like, man, that's wacky. And then a couple of days later, getting the specific coordinates where the star cluster was, and I thought I was being pranked. I was like, what is
I
this?
was, this would be my next question. I mean, how do you, because before, let's say you lived a normal life, you had a normal
Super
awareness.
normal guy. Yeah.
I don't know if you were religious or if you
hmm
were, you know,
I have always been a Christian, yes,
right. So,
and I still believe in Christ
yeah,
consciousness, that it
yeah,
will
yeah.
bring you to a higher level of consciousness.
Um,
Yes.
but let's say a more conventional way of
Yeah, I grew up in a
looking
very
at these
yeah.
everything, and suddenly this gate, floodgate, let's call it a
hmm
floodgate opens and turns your world upside down.
It
Let's,
does. It does literally. And that is the part of hell that I was talking about,
yes.
because you start having all these visions, all these dreams of life, and that's not the life that you were taught. So then you are like, am I going crazy? Or like, quote unquote, because that in the Christian world, that's what they tell you. They tell you like demons are getting into your head and putting new ideas. But then I was like, wait a minute, the example that I told you with the light, I felt so full, so happy.
Hmm.
I don't think a demonic force can do that to you.
Hmm.
And then my life is so much better with the new discoveries and light that I see. And like I really understand, not completely. I'll probably understand. I will understand that in the next round. But I definitely know that you and I were not ordinary. Like, and when people you see all this new age, like we're the sons of the stars, and people are even make fun of. I was one of those guys actually. I used to use the word granola and kind of like laugh at people that they were very spiritual. And now it's the total opposite. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one of them. I'm not in that spectrum because we were talking before going live that my mind is cartographic. Like I'm a very hard scientist, that I actually understand the math and I understand the physics, but
Hmm.
also I can see now the spirituality, and there is a bridge in between them, and that bridge is being broken. So the moment that you can have the people who are science, physical science, touch oriented with consciousness people and understand that bridge. There are some people doing it, like Dr. Dispenza is right now.
Yes.
Um, uh,
Well,
it
there were
it's
many before him, but he
yeah,
made it palatable to the
yes,
masses.
to the
Yes.
masses, right?
But
And
I
I
do
think that's a
believe,
big awakening coming
yeah,
up. I truly believe that.
yes, yes.
hmm
And I 100% agree with you. And in that movement, I do believe science is changing. It
hmm
has to, because
Yeah.
there are some areas in science which need updating.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you. I'm not going to talk
And
about it, but I've
I'm
seen
not a
it.
scientist, and a lot of scientists will probably put me to the stake for saying
hmm
that. But
hmm
we need a renewal of how things are, how we think they are on many
hmm
levels, and that includes physics and many other scientific areas.
Yeah.
Um, so tell us with all of these imprints, with all of these visions, with all of these very sudden, um, strange
Hmm.
ongoings for you at the time, were there moments you just wanted to, um, you would have preferred for things to slow down or even stop? Because you said it was a little bit like hell at the beginning. Or were you
Um,
ready for the ride regardless? What did it feel
Uh,
like for
I'll
you?
be honest with you. I was taken to the light first. So I was mesmerized and I was like enchanted by the light because I was seeing life and patterns with different eyes. I was blown away. I would literally fall off my chair when I would like see this. Again, this is not just like visions like having a dream. This is the scientist talking to me,
Hmm.
equations, things that I could like write on paper, plug them in, and then I can see them in nature. I couldn't believe my eyes. So I enjoy the light so much. But then, of course, light is always going to cast a shadow, and then the shadows hit me,
Mm.
and when the shadow hit me, it was insane because it wasn't only like consciousness. A thermos exploded on my face, and I burnt my entire face. So I took I wasn't at work for an entire week because I was burned. I got food poisoning and I fainted for 4 hours I live alone, so I fainted on the floor for 4 hours and no one found me or anything like that. So I could have died today, but I didn't. Like I said, I lost my best friend and all of that. I found myself into hell, but at the same time, it's so yeah. I use the word funny, but it's not funny. It's synchronicity.
Mm.
A couple of days before, I read about like I haven't done it, but I read about ayahuasca and purging, and there I was like literally throwing everything out of my body, everything, and sweating, restroom. It wasn't to the point that I fainted. I read about Carl Jung and the different masks that we have in life. Like I have the mask of the doctor, the mask of the father provider, the mask of the man. But
Yes.
who's under the mask? Who's truly under the mask? and
Hmm.
to and to burn my face and disfigure my face for an entire week, I could not believe my eyes. And then what happened that it was very precious to me. I still remember it was Father's Day. I get up, my entire face is burned, peeling off. I'm not gonna lie, I was sad. It's like, oh man. I go take a shower, and I guess with the shower I exfoliated all the dead skin, and now I
Yeah.
come out like this, looking again like me, and honestly a little brighter. And I have a little like burnt mark here as a reminder that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
someone up there loves me. But
Mhm.
my mask fell off. And at the same time I was seeing the man under that mask. And I was like, wow, this is very special. Like another person would be like super mad and say, why did this happen to me?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to me it was a physical expression of consciousness. And and after that I feel extremely blessed. I have developed talents that I didn't know that I had. I will talk about that a little in a moment. Um, but overall, it's amazing to me how reality matches consciousness. Like one of the principles of Hermes Trismegistus in the Kybalion, he said like the universe is mental, and a lot of other
Yes.
people laugh at it, but I can see it now. I can totally see it now.
Yes, the hermetic, infamous hermetic laws.
Hmm.
Um, what was it like when you, with regard to those changes, those drastic changes you went through in a very short space of time, how did it affect you and the world around
Mm, yeah.
you know,
Good,
family,
good
friends,
question.
and so
Good
forth,
question.
because suddenly um, you are not the person or the
No,
man who
no.
used to be.
Yes, yes,
And that will cause friction, reactions,
yes.
a lot of tumultuous, potentially energies in your surrounding because
You're
people
right.
don't recognize that frequency
No,
anymore. You look the same, but so many changes have happened.
yeah.
How did you deal with that? And you're probably still dealing with it.
I am, yeah. that is a great question, and a Zoom call will not do it justice, but you see me in person. We know each other. And you know, for example, how much I love martial arts. I trained since I'm 12.
Mhm.
I'm a beast. I'm 6'2", educated doctor. I'm not saying this to brag, but a lot of people see those masks and they think that they can take advantage of masks. And
Mhm.
before this awakening, I was a wounded healer, broken, trying to help everybody. So a lot of people took advantage of that. And the problem with that is like when you give, serve love without boundaries, that is absolute self-deletion. You delete yourself from everything. You're no longer a person, you're a thing. You're a need. So the
Yeah, you
number
lose yourself in the boundarylessness. Yeah.
right. So once I put the boundaries down, 95% of my existence around me disappeared because I wasn't available anymore. Like the broken healer was no longer there. So, and then after that, the very little 5% that I had left, I was a different man. So if I sit, I don't want to talk about politics or the weather. Like I want to talk about consciousness, science, life. And that is shocking to people. It's borderline annoying. And honestly, it's like a foreign language. Like they look at
Mhm.
me, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? So without noticing, you become isolated. Um, I wouldn't use the word lonely, I would use the word solitude because loneliness is like it's not it's kind of like a punishment.
Yeah.
And solitude is a decision. And I just grab my books, I grab my mind, and I just sit and write most of the day, write my books, write songs. And if I'm not doing that, I go to the gym and train like a beast. So, so it's not like I hate society. It's not like I don't want to talk to people. But when Christ says that you live in this world, but you're not part of this world, I know exactly what he meant now. Like I really don't feel part of this world. I don't match society. I don't match anything that is going on right now. And I'm not saying I'm better. I got to be very careful with my words. I'm just saying I'm different. I'm very different. And one thing that with my awakening is that I became a reflection. So
Mhm.
so I will reflect the energy to you. So you if you bring beautiful, amazing energy to my life, I will reflect it back.
Mhm.
But if you are taking energy from me, I'm gonna flip the mirror and there's no more reflection. That's all.
Honestly, it sounds very healthy to me, but I agree and I can relate that sometimes that can be a um, isolated place to
And
be.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're humans, we're social animals. I get that. The
We're kind
problem
of
is like
we're
mhm.
tribal creatures.
But here's the
Um,
deal too, and great point. Like monkeys hang out with monkeys, eagles hang out with eagles. So
yeah.
the kind of animal I am,
Of course,
I'm like a
you
unicorn. So I gotta find other
you
unicorns, and so
want
far
to
I
are
haven't.
you want that
Yeah,
frequency, you want to, so
yeah,
you mentioned, and you gave me the word, you mentioned books, and I'm going to hold it up.
yeah,
In all this, the amazing, one of the amazing outcomes was you wrote this incredible book.
yeah,
And not
yeah,
just one, there's already number two, which is
yeah,
going to come out too. But
yeah,
let's just say it's the Pyramids Whisper.
yeah,
And your pseudonym is Raphaelion.
yep,
And I'm going to
yeah,
put that in the link later if anybody wants to
yeah.
purchase this. But I've read it. I'm reading it a second time now.
Hmm.
Um, I
It,
find
it
it
it's brutal.
abs
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
I find it wonderful. I
yeah.
find it amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and um, for me, what is important, because I work with energy and frequency, is the frequency of this
Yes,
book
yes,
is
yes.
um, full of love, full of emotions. It has a very strong undercurrent of warmth, and it is soothing to the soul.
It is. It
And
is.
that is why, honestly, even though I know what's in it, I'm reading it again because it is something before I go to sleep. And if it's
Mm-hmm.
just a few
Mm-hmm.
pages,
Yeah.
It's ointment to my soul. That's
Yeah,
how I want to
no,
say it.
I get it. It happened to me. I was reading it last night, and I got the same feeling. And for me, it's even worse because I wrote it. It's like, what the hell did I write that? Like I cannot even believe that my soul did that. It's like, wow, because
Right.
that's the soul. That's not even the mind. It's
Yeah,
like,
no.
wow.
So this is a beautiful imprint
Hmm.
that was created through you,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you. I mean, not just through
100%.
you, but I
Yeah,
mean, with you as well, with
yeah.
your signature, with your personal signature, of course. And I think it's wonderful, and I can only warmly recommend it to anybody
Hmm.
to read. It's exciting as well.
It's fun. Yeah,
It's fun. It's got a bit of everything in it.
yeah.
And I think you have your second book. Do you want to show that real quick if
I
you can
I
pull it
I I will, but before we go, I gotta give you a couple Easter eggs. Number one,
up?
this book I never wrote it to be popular. I don't have a publisher. I'm not making promotions. I don't care, and I have my own job. I'm happy with what I do, so my job is not to become a writer. The reason why I never said the reason live, so I'll tell you. The reason I did this is because one day my children, they're gonna be my age. They may be lost, and I gave them the book already. Right now they're too little. They're like 16 and 18 almost, and so they don't care. They have it's sitting on a shelf. They're not even looking at it. But I know that once I'm no longer here, they're gonna get a hold of that and say, "Oh my gosh, this was my father," and they're gonna read it. But it ended up being so good, so special that it's like, you know what, I'm gonna publish it because this is cool.
Hmm.
And yeah, and a couple of things. I use a pen name. I call it Raphaelian because Raphael means God heals. So it's not a religious book, but
Right.
it implies that healing doesn't come just like from a pill or anything like that. It's actually a supreme force, a universal intelligence that it will help you heal. You need that. And ion is a positive ion. It's something positive to the world. So that's why I picked that fake name. So if people wondering, that's what it is. The second thing, and this is the fun part, Cornelia. Like if you look at it's the pyramids. I never been to Egypt, but
Yeah,
in
you
my
have to be careful because it's because of your blurring
hmm
part. It's
okay. I don't know if you can see it.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
you
So
can show you can show it.
I don't know.
Yeah. There he is. There's the pyramid. Yep, the pyramid. So as you
Yep.
can see, the pyramid has gold on top. I
Hmm.
had no idea that the pyramids in reality they had gold on top and it was stolen. I had no idea,
Hmm.
but I saw it on
That's
my visions, so I
but you
could
didn't know,
not.
but you saw it,
No,
right?
no, I just
Mhm.
saw it very clearly on my visions, and then when I learned through the internet, I was like, what the heck? And the other thing is on top of the pyramid, there's a number, and it's not the number six, it's the golden ratio, it's pi. The entire life circulates about the golden ratio, how galaxies rotate, how shells are built, how cells are divided, our faces, everything. So
It's all math. Yeah.
yeah, so it's all math, and that math is in the book, not in a boring way. You read it. I don't think it's boring.
No, no, no,
So
not at all.
so in that book, I connect math, spirituality, science, humor, adventure, all in one book. So I couldn't even put a genre because there's nothing like it. Like it's not because I
No,
wrote it, but like it doesn't have a
it's
genre.
a bit of everything. You're right. It's
Yeah, yeah,
difficult to place a genre on it.
yeah.
Um, if you, how should I put this? If there are people out there who listen to this, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking about especially this one for men, because we're talking about men's voices. Um, what would you say to someone, to a guy who experiences something similar, and how can men in general, because
Yeah,
women are
yeah, yeah,
more, they talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
these things,
yeah.
but
I know
how
exactly what
can
you're saying. Mm-hmm.
men speak more honestly about spiritual transformation
Mm-hmm.
without the fear of ridicule?
Yeah.
And what message would you leave for other men who feel afraid of what they experience right now, from
The
your own
thing,
experience,
yes, from my own experience, I'll tell you because I'm a very manly man, and which means you don't share your feelings, you keep it to yourself.
Mhm.
If things like this happen, you're going crazy and you don't even want to talk about it because people are going to think you're crazy and that can affect your reputation as a man. So even being here today, I'm being vulnerable, but I don't care anymore. I woke up, so I don't care. But having said that, with men, it's a lot more difficult, Cornelia, and it may never happen. The only way that I see it happening is to create communities for men where they can share these kind of things. Otherwise, they're just going to keep it to themselves. And that's dangerous because men are receiving inspiration. Men forget that our brains are half male, half female. We have an X and Y chromosome. We have the left brain, which is very analytical, mathematical, but also you have the right brain, which is very artistic and it can help with the integration. So inside of you, you have both. And women is the same thing. But especially men forget about it. So I think finding right friends, right people, right groups, it's going to help tremendously. That hasn't happened yet. So that might be a project that I may do in the future, because it'll be a small group, not a whole lot of
Right.
men are awakened. They're most worried about like providing for themselves, for their family, surviving. So it's a small group, but at the same time, when it does happen, I'm telling you from experience, right now it's a very lonely life. And take that back, a life of solitude. Like I noticed myself one special occasion that I was like, holy cow, I spent 10 days without talking to another human being, other than patients, of course, but like talking to a friend.
That's,
It's like,
that's a
wow.
long time. That's,
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
wow. And the reason is because I had nothing to say. Like you don't care about this, about this book. It's like
What should I,
it's
yeah.
but at the same time, let me take that back. I have a very cool friend, manly man. We trained jujitsu together. We beat the crap out of each other before, and I gave him a copy of the book, and he actually read it.
Hmm.
And he wrote to me say, "What the heck, dude?" It's like people are having dreams and visions after reading this book, and from his
Hmm.
manly from his manly mind, he was like, "How come you're not like monetizing this?" And it's like, dude, I didn't write it for that reason.
No.
He was kind of like upset that I didn't have any sales, and it's like I think I only sold one in Amazon, and I just laugh because I just don't care. It's not the purpose. Like I said, for me, the purpose is like Bach. It's like the knowledge is there. I mean, people find out 100 years from now, I don't care. I just left the knowledge before I left the earth.
Mm.
But yeah, so it's waking people up, and I feel so honored, very honored.
Well, I feel really honored to have you here today, Dr. Jorge. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
So, if there's somebody who is inspired hearing your story and, oh my gosh, I'd love to know more about him and I'd love to, is there an email I will post it underneath the blog? Is there some way they can contact you if they would want to?
Honestly,
If not, that's fine.
no, 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 no. It's not like I don't care. It's just I really like you and trust you, so they can contact you. And if you think that it's a good fit, you know me. Like if you say, Jorge, that this person is a good person, give him a call, I will give him a call.
Okay.
So I trust you and your judgment and because this is your audience, this is your podcast. So through you,
Okay.
I'll be more than happy to help. And you're right. I just finished my second book. When I got burned and I had like my face plaster on anti-burn cream, I was finishing my second book, which is absolutely beautiful. I love it too. I think it's
And
better than the first one.
when is the second one coming out? When is it available?
This is the author's copy, and I'm going over like tiny little mistakes and things that I made.
Okay.
One cool thing though is that the first book, I never been to those places, only through my visions. The second book, I've been physically to those
You've
places,
been
and I,
there.
and now
Interesting.
the, and now those places make sense to me. So it's even cooler because it's like, oh, so that's what I felt or saw. So it's really cool. So I like the second one even better.
So the first book is definitely there's an activation energy
Hmm.
in inside the book,
Hmm.
inside the writing,
Hmm.
and I'm super excited.
Yeah,
For,
the second one is called Replies from the Sky. So it's like the replies that you're getting from the heavens, but it's not a religious book at all. It's actually talking about the stars. Just to give you a sample, a lot of people don't know that Venus, the planet of love, moves in perfect five formation and it creates a five petal flower. If you trace the orbit of Venus, it's the
Mhm.
only planet that it creates a beautiful five petal. It's actually gorgeous, the flower that creates on the skies. And the Mayans were able to see it and draw it. and it is in their art. And I'm fascinated that it took him just imagine the patience, trace a planet for 8 years to create that.
I
You
know.
don't see that anymore.
No, you don't. You don't.
So it's really cool.
It's a
So
well, it's a real devotion.
yep, yep. So
Uh,
that's so the book is about the replies from the sky. Like one thing, Cornelia, that I had changed too is like at the end of the night, I go outside, I lean on my car and I look up the sky and I kind of like trying to figure out what I'm looking at. I have apps, I have things. I'm learning how to read the skies again because our ancestors, they did that. And now they taught us to look down, to look on our phone, to forget
mhm.
about life, to
Right.
forget about the power of the universe.
That's
And,
right.
and up there, there's people have no idea, and I don't want to go too deep in it, but there is true power that is coming from up there, and people have no idea. It's forgotten. It's literally forgotten.
Very true. As above, so
So,
below.
yep, bingo,
And
bingo.
I mean, I could talk with you for hours, Dr. Jorge. But
I know it's fun.
maybe we'll do a part two at another
Yeah,
time.
after you read the second book, right?
That's right. There you go. We can do that.
Uh-huh.
So I just really want to thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much for coming on here today. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. And be the first one from this series.
Can
And
can can you do me a favor? When you
sure,
upload this podcast, on the algorithm, use the word isolation because I can feel and sense that there are a lot of people right now that are isolated, that they feel that they don't belong, and
100%.
they
Yeah.
do belong. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll by accident the algorithm will take them to this podcast,
Hmm.
and we can connect with them because they are not alone. They're just scattered. Let me say
Yes.
that again. They're not alone. They're scattered.
No, no, that's right.
That's all.
I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mhm.
Um, so thank you again for being here for the first time and being ready, available, doing it in this format. I really appreciate it, Dr. Jorge.
Me too.
And
And thank you for your help. When you talk to me, I'm like, Cornelia, what the hell am I seeing? Because you were right there when the awakening happened, and I was so confused. I thought I was going crazy. And you said a word that I'll never forget you because you used my man brain. You said, Jorge, you're getting downloads from above. And that stuck to me so clear because it's like, oh my gosh, these are downloads. I'm like, I'm getting numbers, places, vision, places that are real that I never seen or even heard of in my life, and they're right there in my mind. I was honored. So that helped me a lot to decode a lot of those things. So
I,
thank you for that tip.
it was, you're very welcome. But I do believe, these things, you meet certain people at a specific time
Yep,
and
yep.
just meet them at the right time and they're
Hmm.
there. Um, So this is for all the listeners. If anyone out there, if you have a story you'd like to share publicly, and if you feel called to be part of any future conversations, I would love to hear from you. You can visit my website. It's www.corneliagilbert.com. You can book a complimentary 15-minute connection call. We can get to know each other, talk about your story, and explore whether it's the right fit or this is the right space for you to share it.
Hmm.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you again, Dr. Jorge, for being here. And if this conversation resonated with you, remember to like, subscribe, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And until next time, keep listening, keep sharing, and never forget and always remember that your voice has the power to make a difference. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
My pleasure.